If you're into Lego, then you'll know that sets like the Cloud City, King's Castle, or the Airport Shuttle are now worth over thousands of pounds for a sealed copy. And back in the day, anyone could purchase these sets. All you had to do was walk into any sort of Lego store and it would be there on the shelf. However, that time has been and gone because all of these sets are now over 20 years old. So I thought it might be fun to look at the sets that retired at the end of last year and see which of those has increased the most in value since then. Because even though it's only been 6 months, it could be a great early indication about which set might be the next King's Castle or the next Airport Shuttle. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the top 5 sets that have increased the most in value. And a lot of these sets kind of shocked me when I was researching this. You know, I was thinking if I was sort of investing in Lego, these wouldn't have been the sets that I would have speculated on. So it's going to be an interesting one. I'm also going to give my thoughts as to why they've increased more than other sets. But if you can think of any better reason, please do let me know down in the comment section. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So starting off this list at number 5, and it's set 40522, the Valentine's Lovebirds. So this set in the UK retailed for £11.99, and it now sells for somewhere between £15 and £16. So it's increased by about 25%. And all of the prices I'm going to talk about in this video have been taken from the BrickRanker website. And obviously the smaller sets are going to increase more in value just in terms of percentage, you know, because an extra pound here or there isn't really going to put off someone who is perhaps thinking about purchasing this. And yeah, I'm not really sure why this one has increased as much as it has. I mean, every year Lego does bring out some sort of Valentine's Day themed set. So if you have all the ones from the previous years, it makes this one like a little bit sought after. Plus, I think it's just a case of it's the ideal little set that you could give to your loved one, like as a present. You could give it to them on sort of Valentine's Day, or if not, then on their birthday, or perhaps a anniversary. So yeah, so I think those are the main sort of reasons why this has increased in value. But yeah, I'm not going to dwell on this set too much, but let's move on to number 4. So at number 4 on this list, we have the World Map, aka the biggest Lego set ever in terms of piece count. So in the UK, this retailed for £214.99, but it now sells for just under £280. So it's like around about 35% increase. And this one shocked me a bit because purely for the fact I don't think that it's a very good set. I mean, it's perfectly fine, but like what I've heard other people say, I just don't know why they put like all of the detail in the sea and not in the land. Just makes or no sense really. But at the end of the day, it is a world map, and for that reason it will always have a very sort of wide appeal, because a lot of people have some kind of world map on their wall at home. So why not take that down and put a version up which is made out of Lego? Plus, one of the good things about it being Lego is you can add to it and modify it. So you can put markers on the map indicating where you've been. I've also seen people incorporate it with the architecture sets. So yeah, it will always have like a very sort of big market. But one other thing that I don't understand is that it's a set that doesn't have any sort of rare pieces or like exclusive parts. It's just basically lots of 1x1s, and for that reason, those parts are like really cheap. So if all of the parts that make up this set are very cheap, surely that kind of puts like a cap on how much this can increase in price. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like in like a year's time. So yeah, out of all of the ones on this list, this is probably the one that I wouldn't invest in, but who knows? We'll just have to see. Okay, number 3, and it's the Colosseum set. Now, one of the things that shocked me is when I made my video on the top 5 sets that I regret not purchasing while I had the chance. Quite a lot of people left a comment on that video saying that they wish they bought like this set, which kind of shocked me because it's never a set which has really like appealed to me personally. I just think they used far too many pieces like in the base, and obviously that pushes the piece count up. And this set retailed for £474.99, and it's now worth over £620. So that's like a 35% increase, and it's a lot of money for just one set. However, it is one of the world's most iconic structures, and you know, why wouldn't you want to have that like on your shelf at home? So yeah, for me personally, it's kind of never a set that I wish I'd bought, and I don't have any reason to purchase it now like at a premium. But yeah, I could just see this set sort of steadily increasing every year, sort of like in terms of value. So yeah, like again, it'll be really interesting to see how this set performs over time. But I think out of all of the ones on the list, if I had to put my money into any of them, this would be the set I would buy. Right, on to number 2, and it's the Friends Apartment set, which was kind of a sequel to the Central Perk set, which we got in 2019. And yeah, it's another one which I wouldn't have really thought would do that well, just because the Central Perk set didn't increase much in price after that one retired at the end of 2022. So I was kind of thinking to myself, if that set hasn't increased much, then surely this set won't, because they are of the same theme or sort of sub theme. Plus, it's not like many of the minifigures are very sort of valuable. You can buy all of them on Bricklink for around £5 each. It does have some rare sort of parts, which might push the price up. But yeah, like aside from that, I don't really understand it that much. I mean, Friends is a very sort of popular show. They still have it on TV here in the UK. So there will always be a market of potential buyers for this set. And yeah, that's the only real reason that I can think of. So yeah, moving on to the numbers, and this set retailed for £159.99 here in the UK, and it's now worth around £215. That's a 35% increase, which is pretty good if you bought it. And it's another one, even though I've said this with the other ones, but it's another one which will just be interesting to see how it does in the future. Maybe if this set keeps increasing in price, perhaps the Central Perk ones will too. We'll just have to see. Okay, on to number 1 in this list, and the set that has increased the most in value by over 40%, and it is set 80034 Nez's Fire Ring. So this is a bit of an sort of inconspicuous Monkey Kid set. I haven't even heard of this set. You know, Monkey Kid isn't a theme that I follow that sort of closely. But yeah, it retailed for £69.99 here in the UK, and it's now worth just under £100. Yeah, over 40%. And when I looked into the set to try to understand why it had increased that much, I couldn't really find any answers. I thought it might be because it's the first set to feature any roller coaster pieces in the pearl gold. But then when I looked into how much you could buy that piece for individually on Bricklink, it's around 50p, like 50-60p. So it isn't that reason. Then I looked at the minifigures, and yeah, it has got a few figures that sell for over £10 each, but that's probably not the driving factor. So yeah, I was hoping to have an answer for you, but I'm really not sure why. If you think that you know why, please do let me know down in the comment section. Perhaps it's just because, in fact, yeah, I'm not going to make something up. I'm just not really sure. So there you have it. That rounds up this list. And yeah, with all of these sets, I guess you could argue that you probably should have purchased them at the end of last year before they retired, so you could buy them at the retail price or perhaps at a discount. But you could also argue that now is a good time to purchase these sets, because history has sort of like indicated that they might keep increasing, like in value, and even though you're gonna have to pay more for them, you know, like at least you kind of, yeah, like at least you have evidence there that they are going to be sought after. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on these sets. Are these ones that you would have thought of as, you know, sets that might do quite well? Once again, thanks for watching. Please do consider liking the video if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing at the same time. It really does help me out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.